In the previous video, I described a lot of thinking about approaching the graph from different areas. And I wrote it out this way in my sign chart. Well, now we're going to give some formalization to the language. So, looking at this graph, we've got 2x squared over x squared minus 9. Same power in numerator denominator, so I know that's going to give me a horizontal asymptote of y equals 2 over 1. So there's my y equals 2 over 1. I have my vertical asymptotes at x equals -3 and +3. And if I wanted to think about describing this area, then I'm thinking about the value of x getting very large in the negative direction. Y approaches the value of 2. That's how I could describe this. But I can put it into mathematical notation. And so the way I put this into mathematical notation is x getting very large in the negative direction. Well, that's x going towards infinity. And if I'm looking at what this value is approaching, I call that the limit of the function. So I say the limit as x goes to negative infinity of my function is equal to 2. I could also have written the limit as x goes to negative infinity of y. So this is just like a type of function, so I have to have an input. I have to know what I'm talking about. So I can either fully describe it, or I could put in its shortcut notation, and then I give it a value. So if we think about what's happening over here at A, well, at A, I've got the limit as x goes towards positive infinity of my y function, and again, that's equal to 2. But with vertical asymptotes, I have a problem. So if we look at x going to -3, well, I either have what's happening up here, or I have what's happening down here. Because x equals -3, well, here's -3, but my function is doing two different things on either side of it. So this is what I was talking about up here when we talked about approaching -2 from the left side or the right side. And this is the notation that I use. So instead of just writing the limit as x goes to -3, instead I have to say -3 from the left or -3 from the right. And if I look at this side down here, so this arrow is a little bit out of place, but really I'm wanting to look at this side here, well, then I'm approaching -3 from the right side. It means I'm coming from the positive direction. So I write the limit as x goes to -3 from the right side, and that's equal to -infinity because it was going down, down, down. So up here at B, well, B is when I'm approaching from the left side. So that's the limit as x is going to -3 from the left side of my function, and that would be positive infinity. C, I'm approaching from the right side, so I'm approaching from the positive direction. So limit as x goes to +3 from the positive direction of my function, and that's going up towards positive infinity. Down here at D, well, D is when I'm approaching 3 from the left-hand side. So x is going towards 3 from the left-hand side of the function, and there I get -infinity. So that's how I describe limits. In the next video, we're going to look at evaluating some limits.